There's an unconfirmed report of a car bomb at the State Department. We haven't not been able to pin that down. There is also, Jim Miklashevsky was told that there was an unconfirmed report of another air hijacking. We share this with you not in an attempt to in any way exacerbate what is already a terrible situation, but so much has come true today based on these early reports that we want you to have as much information as we can possibly get. At the Pentagon, all people outside were told to take cover just moments ago, but Jim Miklashevsky said the skies were clear.
There was an unconfirmed report of another hijacking with a plane headed towards Washington. Again, we don't want to sound alarmist, but that is something that Mick heard.
Well, I wanted to tell you, John, that I'm in front of the Capitol, and a moment ago, police officers ran up to us and ordered us off of the grounds and told us, and I quote, "There is a plane that has been hijacked. It is 20 minutes south of Washington." This was about 10 minutes ago, and is headed this way. They are taking ultimate precautions. Now, as you know, in these chaotic situations, sometimes information gets twisted. But police officers here are saying that they believe there is a hijacked plane now headed toward Washington. And that's all the information I can give you at this moment.
I was inside the White House this morning trying to gather information for you when we were told by a very nervous White House security staff that they feared a plane was headed to the White House, and we heard planes indeed overhead, and they quickly evacuated all of us out of the White House.
We are getting reports, and we are getting lots of reports, and we want to be careful to tell you when we have confirmed them and not. But we have a report that a 747 is down in Pennsylvania, and that remains unconfirmed at this point, and so we will check on that.
From the Associated Press, Dateline Pittsburgh, large plane crashes in western Pennsylvania's. They're citing officials at the Somerset County Airport who confirm it. Again, AP reporting and citing the Somerset County Airport, a large plane crashes in western Pennsylvania. That is all we have. This comes quite a time after the FAA put essentially a ground stop. All airplanes in the air were allowed to continue to their destinations, but every commercial airport in the country right now is closed. But again, the news just gets worse and worse. A large plane crashing in western Pennsylvania.
We now have an AP News alert out of Pittsburgh. Officials at Somerset County Airport are confirming the crash of a large plane just north of the airport. That's about 80 miles southeast of Pittsburgh. Again, officials at Somerset County Airport confirmed the crash of a large plane north of that airport, which is located about 80 miles to the southeast of the city of Pittsburgh. We do not know whether that crash of that plane is related to what has become an obvious terrorist attack both here in New York City and in Washington, D.C. at the Pentagon.
Matt, we just got a late word that State Department security officials are denying those reports of a car bomb at the State Department. Betsy Stewart is at the C Street entrance and also says there's no sign of a car bomb. Betsy Stewart is one of our producers who's very familiar with the State Department.
It appears, and we had the report from our Brian Wilson in Washington not too long ago, it appears, Brian told us that that there was a report of a hijacked plane south of Washington, D.C. and headed toward the nation's capital. Now, it appears that that is the flight that went down about 80 miles southeast of Pittsburgh. We told you that there was a confirmation from the Somerset County Airport. Authorities are saying that that may be the plane that Brian Wilson spoke of.
All right, we just heard that the plane that we were telling you earlier about that crashed near Jenkinstown, Pennsylvania, a Boeing 767, was out of Newark Airport heading to San Francisco.
And again,
so again, Brenda, the tragic loss of life, and that was a United Airlines flight.
Right now, everyone should, other than Lower Manhattan, where people should evacuate, and the police and fire will help you, everybody else should remain calm. They should remain at work or in school. We don't want them all out there crowding things and making it difficult, because we're going to be moving people around to hospitals all over the city, and we need as much order as we possibly can get.
Marjolani, do you have any sense of the order of magnitude of injuries and deaths?
I do not, except to say that it's horrendous. I was down there and watched it and saw people jumping out of the World Trade Center. It's a horrible, horrible situation. I think right now what we have to focus on is saving as many of the people as we can save at this point and trying to bring some order to this. And then maybe later on we'll have a better sense of the magnitude of it. We have a lot of police officers, a lot of firefighters, a lot of emergency personnel that were down there.
And the thing to do now is to evacuate Lower Manhattan in an orderly way. Just get above Canal Street, and then this way we'll have the space and the room for the ambulances and everyone else to operate.
These are the first pictures we have in. This is from Somerset County, Pennsylvania. This is where the United Airlines flight, I believe it is 176, went down. I'm sorry, I correcting. United Airlines 93. This was a Boeing 757 bound from Newark, New Jersey to San Francisco. It crashed in Somerset County, Pennsylvania, near the town of Shanksville, south of Pittsburgh. We're told about 80 miles outside of Pittsburgh in western Pennsylvania. It is not known how many passengers or crew were on board, although initial reports indicated no survivors. Again, these are the first pictures we have coming in from WTAJ there in the Pittsburgh area. United Airlines telling us earlier they had lost this flight, and they knew that it had crashed near Pittsburgh. There is a second United Airlines flight, the Boeing 767 flight 175 bound from Boston to Los Angeles has crashed. It is possible, but not confirmed, that this would have been the second plane to hit the World Trade Center.
Freedom itself was attacked this morning by a faceless coward, and freedom will be defended. I want to reassure the American people that the full resources of the federal government are working to assist local authorities to save lives and to help the victims of these attacks. Make no mistake, the United States will hunt down and punish those responsible for these cowardly acts. I've been in regular contact with the Vice President, Secretary of Defense, the National Security Team, and my cabinet. We have taken all appropriate security precautions to protect the American people. Our military at home and around the world is on high alert status, and we have taken the necessary security precautions to continue the functions of your government. We have been in touch with the leaders of Congress and with world leaders to assure them that we will do whatever is necessary to protect America and Americans. I ask the American people to join me in saying a thanks for all the folks who have been fighting hard to rescue our fellow citizens, and to join me in saying a prayer for the victims and their families. The resolve of our great nation is being tested. But make no mistake, we will show the world that we will pass this test. God bless.
Mateos, de la Residencia Oficial de Los Pinos, a escuchar el mensaje que en vivo transmite en Red Nacional y para nuestros amigos en Estados Unidos y Centroamérica el presidente Vicente Fox.
Si me permiten, muy buenas tardes a todas las mexicanas y mexicanos Esta mañana nos enteramos de la terrible noticia sobre la serie de atentados terroristas en los Estados Unidos que han dejado una estela de gran destrucción. México expresa al pueblo y al gobierno de los Estados Unidos su solidaridad y sus más profundas condolencias por las irreparables pérdidas humanas. Expresamos también nuestra más enérgica condena a estos ataques. He hecho saber al presidente George Bush nuestros sentimientos de pesar y nuestra solidaridad en momentos tan difíciles. Como expresión de duelo, el gobierno mexicano ha instruido a sus misiones diplomáticas y a sus representaciones consulares en ese país suspender las celebraciones de nuestras fiestas patrias. Mi gobierno estará atento al desarrollo de los acontecimientos. México se encuentra unido, en calma y trabajando. He dado instrucciones a todas nuestras representaciones diplomáticas de redoblar esfuerzos para brindar inmediatamente todo el apoyo que requieran nuestros connacionales en los Estados Unidos. Hemos tomado todas las medidas necesarias. El Gabinete de Orden y Respeto está reunido en sesión de trabajo permanente para garantizar el desarrollo normal de nuestras actividades. Hemos tomado medidas precautorias similares a las que otros países están implementando para garantizar el adecuado funcionamiento de los mercados financieros y de la banca. Estos restablecerán sus operaciones una vez que las condiciones lo permitan. Reiteramos nuestra condena más enérgica a toda forma de violencia y hacemos votos porque la paz reine en el mundo. Exhorto por ello a todas y todos los mexicanos a mantenernos unidos, en calma y actuar con serenidad. Muchas gracias, buenas tardes.